Well, hey, what's up, everybody? We have a ton of new people, and when you go through the comments, you see this a lot. Please react to Sholay. Please react to Sholay. And it was like one of the first things we did 3-4 years ago. And I understand we have a lot of videos, right? So it's hard to find. So what I'm going to do is this is the remastered remixes. I'm going to give you the old videos of my movie review, and then the one that I did with Warrior Queen in this video. In a couple videos. And then I'll put links to the original down there, so if you want to go see the original, you can. And just so you know, Amitabh Bachchan, perhaps you heard of him, follows the Warrior Queen on Twitter. Oh yes, it's true. You can go look it up yourself. I'll catch you guys in a bit. Peace and much love. So I was going through the comments today, and somebody said, you should do a movie review on Sholay. And I have. I've done a couple of them.
You've done two. I've done one.
And they were looking specifically for you.
Right.
Because the Indians love you. I think they tolerate me to get to you.
No, I think they love you, but when you are with me, it brings out a different facet of your character. And so I think that's why they like me, because I bring out something different in you.
So I went to go look for our movie review, and I cannot find it. I don't know what happened.
You know why? You outsmarted yourself, because normally you will put my name in the title of the video, or you'll put it in like the Warrior Queen playlist.
That was before we had a playlist.
Right. But what you did here is you took our Sholay movie review and you put it in with another video, and now you can't find it because you didn't title it Sholay, the Warrior Queen Reacts, or something similar.
So we're going to talk about Sholay.
We are, even though it's been a while since we've seen it. And so I'm not trying to be rude, but I will occasionally be glancing down at my phone to remind me of certain things.
Now, Sholay, I came across Sholay when I first started kind of crossing over into Indian films. People started saying, you should do Sholay, you should do Sholay.
It's a classic.
And it's really a cult classic, and I know the Indians don't like me saying that. And one idea of a cult classic is when it came out, it wasn't as big of a hit as it became.
Also,
and it became. I think it's still running in theaters now, which is ridiculous.
The term cult classic is often misunderstood. It's not to mean that it's part of a cult. No. It is rather a shortened form of culture. So it is a classic in your culture.
Yes, it's a culture. You're absolutely right.
So
and it's usually something that as time goes on, it's appreciated more and more and more and more.
Yes, absolutely. And so that is Sholay for India. And the first time that you actually spoke about Sholay,
I said some bad things.
And it wasn't in your movie review, it was in the trailer review.
And I made a joke.
You got in trouble.
I made a joke about
it. Was a lighthearted, it really was just a joke.
But it was before me and India knew each other.
Right. And now they know you.
Yes.
And they know you're just
joking.
Oh
man, did I get pummeled
They
over
did
it.
let you know. Yeah.
And
we won't make that mistake again.
So I told them,
I would never make that mistake, but that was just you. I'm more diplomatic.
It's true.
So it is true.
And so I told them I would sit down and watch the film and do a movie review. And I did a movie review.
And you loved the movie, and you talked about it a lot.
Yes.
Now, before we actually get into reviewing the movie, I want to say this.
Okay.
I saw...
Why am I so hot? Professor, why are you so hot?
Wow.
Okay. Is that what you're going to say?
You think very highly of yourself. I appreciate that you do have a Dallas Cowboy shirt on, because that's my favorite football team. And I'm wearing Wolverine, your favorite superhero.
Yes, it is. Okay.
Anyhow, before I saw Sholay, I saw the original...
you did not see the original. You saw a remake.
I saw... Let me finish, please. Let me finish.
I'm just saying, if you let's just make
I'm talking about the Magnificent Seven, not the one that was out in theaters last year here in America. I'm not talking about the Denzel Washington Magnificent Seven. I'm talking about what we know as the original, meaning the one with Yul Brynner and
That's
Steve
not the
McQueen.
original. That's a remake of the samurai version.
And what was the samurai version called?
7, I think.
Okay, so it was not called The Magnificent Seven.
Okay.
I'm talking about the actual movie called The Magnificent Seven.
You're being ridiculous.
The original one in America. That's what I'm talking about.
Going to get my...
You're going to stop talking and let me finish. So I saw that one before I saw Sholay. Okay? The Yul Brynner, Steve McQueen, Magnificent Seven is horrible. It's awful. Oh, hold on a second. There's our son. I'm going to have to decline that call. It was a terrible, terrible film. It's a classic in America, okay? It is a cult classic. It is a Western classic. My dad loves it. My dad loves Westerns. And so I thought, okay, you and I were going through Netflix one night, and we're like, oh yeah, we've never seen The Magnificent Seven. Let's watch it. It was horrible. So I never even wanted to see the remake with Denzel Washington.
Your point being Sholay is like The Magnificent
Sholay
Seven.
is like The Magnificent
But it's the
Seven.
Magnificent Three, kind of.
But it was actually good.
Yes.
It was good. It was made around the same time as the American Magnificent Seven, and presumably with a smaller film budget than what we have here in America.
I once heard the term tall, dark, and handsome came from that film because of Big B.
Because of Big B.
Big
Okay.
B.
Sholay was so much better than The Magnificent Seven. And I remember telling you as we started to watch it, hey, wait a second, this really reminds me of The Magnificent Seven.
Yes.
And so initially, when we started watching, I thought, oh no, I hope that it's not like The Magnificent Seven and how boring and dull it was.
Good.
It was not.
We had a guy
all.
with no arms
Right.
beat up a dude because he had spikes on his shoes.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And so he was able to defeat him, though he had no arms.
So why don't you give us a little synopsis of the movie?
Okay, so Big B and his friend, Viru and Jai, I think their names were. Let me just look just to make sure because I don't want to get this wrong.
I get it wrong all the time.
Yeah, I know, honey, but I don't want to get it wrong. Here we go. Yes, Viru was the friend and Jai was Big B.
I didn't like Viru.
Why?
I just didn't like him.
Why?
I just thought he was a weird character.
Oh my gosh.
I like Big B's character.
I loved their interaction. So
yeah, they were good. They were mates.
So they were small-time thieves, okay? And the retired policeman Thakur had arrested them and put them in jail.
Yes.
Okay. But now he needs their help.
Yes.
And he recognizes these two are the only ones who can really help him to defeat his enemy.
Because what happens? His whole family gets massacred because of this bandito.
And he gets his arms cut off, by the way.
Yes.
So he wants to capture Gabbar Singh. Okay, is he one of the creepiest bad guys you've ever seen in a movie?
He was a good villain.
He really was.
I thought they did a good job developing him as a villain. Marvel should take note. This was a good villain.
Not Marvel, DC. DC's the one that's really bad.
Marvel has weak villains too.
Okay, maybe, but not like DC.
You saw this character. You knew who he was.
Yeah.
You knew he was bad. And he was really good at being bad.
Yeah.
You know who he reminded me of now
that
kind of in reverse order is Veerappan. Like he was a Veerappan type character, kind of this bandit that disappears into the wilderness, comes back, terrorizes,
exactly what he was.
Disappears into the wilderness.
Yep, that's exactly what he was. So, so Viru and Jai, they get out of jail. And they know that they need to go help Thakur to capture Gabbar Singh. And along the way, they meet some new people, and they come across Basanti, who is played by Hema Malini, who I just found out yesterday. I didn't know this when we watched Sholay, but I just found out yesterday, thanks to our Indian
She's
friends.
really a dude!
She's married to Viru in real life.
Is she really?
Yes! Isn't that awesome?
That's awesome.
She is also a member of Parliament.
Really?
In the same political party
as Modi.
How cool is that?
She was a good character. She was
awesome. They describe her here as a feisty, talkative young woman who makes a living by driving a horse cart. She was talkative.
And I think she was the mechanism for us as a viewer to view Sholay through.
Yes.
I think that's kind of like she was this, that you take Sholay in from her point of view, I think. And I really enjoyed her character. I enjoyed her. She was just a great character.
She was awesome.
And then we saw her again with Big B in that film.
Yes, Bachchan.
And she hardly talked. All she did was cry.
Right.
And it was
you can understand
with
why.
Sholay, she wouldn't shut up. And then in this other film, she just cried. Great actress. I enjoyed her performance.
Okay, so she and Viru are in love with one another. And then Jai is in love with Radha.
Yes,
who is Thakur's widowed daughter-in-law.
Right.
And the love remains unrequited because he ends up getting killed, as we know.
Spoiler.
Yeah, I am pretty sure
nobody
is unfamiliar with the plot here.
You need to say spoiler warnings before you do that.
Not with Sholay.
No, there's a scene where the banditos are fighting them, and Big B's standing there, and they hit him with a chair, and the chair just shatters on him, and he just stares. He doesn't even move. He just looks at him.
Yeah.
That scene is ripped off by in Rocky Handsome. Rocky Handsome, they do the same thing where they hit him with a chair and he just doesn't move. And it's like this. You see the cultural references to Sholay all through the movies. How many times have we watched an Indian film and somebody's like, "Oh, like the guy with no arms from Sholay," and you these little things that you pick up, and it's definitely, I think, a movie that has that really has great impact. I mean, it's like, what would be something similar to in our culture? Like, I think Blade Runner would be something that would be similar in our culture.
No.
Blade Runner is a cult classic, and then out of this cult classic
beloved by the whole country.
Becomes, well, America's stupid because it should
be.
Becomes a whole genre. A whole genre of stuff comes out of it.
Not at all. It's
you
not
are wrong.
At all
I am the professor. You get an F.
It's not at all the same.
Incomplete detention.
The entirety of India loves Sholay. Most Americans don't even know what Blade Runner is because it was so dumb.
It's not dumb.
It was dumb. It was not good at all. It was not good at all. Just because it had Harrison Ford doesn't mean it was good. Anyhow, these are not the same at all.
Replicants.
Sholay definitely is a cult classic for a good reason. It did set a standard. Music
was outstanding.
Yep.
In a minute, I've played the soundtrack on our website, darkskyradio.com. The music was outstanding. Salman Khan's dad was a co-writer of this.
He was. He absolutely was.
And it's too bad that Salman. I'm going to stop with Salman Khan. I just want India to know. I've challenged him to a fist fight for the honor of India, and I have yet to hear anything from him.
Wow.
Salman Khan, you can email me at remnantxradio@yahoo.com. Again, that's remnantxradio@yahoo.com. I will fist fight you for the honor of India anywhere, any place, anytime.
Okay, let me go back to the movie. Okay, so the man who played Thakur is
Mano y Mano.
Sanjeev Kumar. Okay.
Any relation to R. Kumar?
I don't know. He died when he was 47. He had a heart attack. And,
everybody in his family died at
apparently,
a young age.
One of our friends in India told us that most of his family members died young, and so he didn't mind playing older parts or taking older parts because he didn't think that he would make it to that age in life, and he didn't. He was 47. Here is a fun fact for you, Jeremy.
It's my age. I'm the
You're
age
47.
I'm the armless guy.
Yeah.
The age of Thakur.
So he remained single all of his life, but he had proposed to Hema Malini, the horse cart.
Yeah, I know.
Lady.
I'm just sitting right here. You act like I don't know who she is.
But of course,
just brought it up.
He didn't marry her because she married. What is his name?
Venu.
Dharmendra, maybe. I have to look it up now. I have to look him up.
I don't like him as a character.
Viru.
Yeah, I didn't like him. He's too scummy.
Why was he scummy?
I don't know. He's just too scummy.
He wasn't scummy. He loved her.
Yeah,
Dharmendra, that was his name.
Big B's character was a better bad
Big B's
guy.
awesome. You can't get better than Big B, in my opinion. And so this was one of the first Big B films I had seen. I had already seen Piku, okay? That was my very first Indian film ever. That's a good question for our final exam.
Yes,
By
Piku.
the way, what was the first Indian film I ever watched? Piku. Made me a Big B fan immediately.
Oh, and if we're gonna, my very first one that I watched was A Soldier Never Has a Holiday.
Oh, okay.
With Kumar.
Oh, okay.
And I thought
Kumar.
I thought it was pretty good until I saw more movies. You know, that's not that good.
Well, Piku was awesome. I loved Piku.
Piku was good. Piku was good because Piku was like me and you and your dad on a road
You
trip.
say that, but it's really not because Piku was not very kind to her father. She was impatient and kind of snotty with him, and I'm not that way with my dad. You know I'm not that way with my dad.
But you're like Piku. You have the temperament of Piku, and I'm very much like Irfan Khan's character in Piku.
So I would be rude to the cabbie driver?
Maybe.
Only if he was rude to me first. She was like unnecessarily rude.
But the interaction between
her and Irfan Khan.
Irfan Khan and you are it's very much similar. And the interaction between Irfan Khan and Big B is very much me and your dad.
Well,
I will constantly talk to your dad. Your dad is always obsessed about bowel movements and being able to go to the bathroom.
It's true.
And sometimes I have fun with him about it.
Yes, that is true. Anyhow, we've gotten way off topic here because we were talking about Big B and Sholay.
So in Sholay,
it was very entertaining. I loved it very much. I was very sad to see that Big B died. I didn't want him to die. So I didn't like that part of the film. As you know, I am very much a happy ending type of person. I like when a movie has a happy ending. So that really bummed me out. Nevertheless, I still would give Sholay an A.
Oh, I would give it an A too. Did you have a favorite scene from the film?
I don't know. I don't know if I really had a favorite scene. I just liked the movie.
I think a scene that was magical to me was the bad guy, Singh.
Gabbar Singh.
Where he's executing the people out in the wilderness. Mm-hmm. He was like Joker crazy. Like I think you could, if you wanted to do a villain role that you don't have to rely on the supernatural, so it's not like a comic book godlike villain. Just a low budget evil dude who's crazy out of his mind was this guy.
Oh yeah.
I thought this actor hit it on just blew that role up, and that movie I think really kind of just dominates. Sholay really dominates because it's hinged on this bad guy and the evil that he does, and he's so evil and dislikable that even an audience kind of can be pulled in and be like, we hate this guy. Yeah. Look what he did to the family. He slaughtered everybody. He ripped the guy's arms off. He's just laughing at everything. And they're like, man, very much felt like Veerapan, didn't it? Now that we've seen Veerapan, like, couldn't you see similar characters?
Except this was way better than Veerapan. It was.
Veerapan started slow.
Yeah.
Pacing people who made Veerapan, pacing.
I guess if I had to pick a favorite scene, it would be when Thakur finally gets his revenge on Gabbar Singh.
That was awesome, dude. And he's just kicking him with those shoes.
Yeah. And because it was made in the 70s, and so they didn't quite have the technology they have today, so you could tell that his arms were really tucked inside of his jacket, but you got
to go along with it.
Yeah,
they didn't
exactly.
Have it. They didn't have it.
Exactly.
Best you can do.
So I guess that was my favorite. I also like the scene where Hema Malini's character was trying to get away from the bandits, and so she's driving the horse cart really fast. I did enjoy that scene as well because you wondered, is she going to make it? Is she going to get away?
Right. You didn't know.
Yeah.
You had no idea.
So it's good. I'd give it an A.
Good film. I think that if Movie Community College was teaching a course on Indian film, you would start with Sholay.
Sholay would have to be in there. I think that would be very good.
Now, a couple of things here before we wrap up. If you go to my website, darkskyradio.com, again, that's darkskyradio.com, I have all kinds of great stuff there. I have Indian Ocean you can listen to. I have the soundtrack to Luck Now. I have an interview with Siddiqui. Your boy Siddiqui is up there. And
Why is he my boy? Why do you say that?
Because I just like saying Siddiqui. And then there's like some American music rock that you can listen to too. But I also have a Redbubble. You guys can go get some T-shirt stickers if you're interested. I got some great T-shirts that you can do. And Loot Crate is coming. We're gonna be hooking up with Loot Crate, and we got some other good stuff that we're working on.
And when you say Indian Ocean, you mean the band, not actual sounds of the band Indian Ocean.
The band Indian Ocean, who did the soundtrack to Gangs of Wasseypur.
Gotcha.
Now, one of the things that also has come up that we were talking about is we kind of just pick Indian films at random.
Right.
Somebody may say, and maybe they're goofing on us, hey, go see this film, and it was terrible, and you watch it, and you're like...
Because people recommend them to us.
Yes,
and we get recommendations all the time.
But we don't, we're starting to get an idea, but we don't know. Somebody could like sneak one through us and be like, eh.
And if you recommend a movie with Big B, I'm going to watch it because I love Big B. And sometimes there's a stinker in there, like... oh gosh, now the name of it is escaping me. The one where he got fired from the bank.
Oh, that was a fun movie with Kumar.
Amkin? Was that the name of it? But it was not the best Big B movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, she was wearing a Yankee hat.
It was not a very good one.
But what we're going to do, and I know some of my Indian friends love this, and I've kind of gotten away from it, is I have a list of the top 100 Indian Hindi, they're Hindi films of all time. Sai, feel free to jump in there with Southern Indian films, and we'll work them in. And we're going to go through from 100 to work to number 1, and we're going to watch them together, and then we'll do a movie review. So we're going to hopefully get into some, like, here's the best of the best.
Right.
Because I was really surprised that people really enjoyed our last film review, not Lucknow.
Of Bachchan.
Bachchan.
Which was like 13 or 14 years old.
Yeah, when it was a good film.
It was a great film.
Don't you I thought it was a good film.
Again, showcasing what an awesome actor Big B is.
And he is an awesome actor,
Yep.
and he has this ability that I think is unique to him that I can't think of anybody who can do it similar. He can hold a shot with his face, like he gets a certain look in his eyes and his face. You just get that camera tight on it, and he holds it for.
He can, but I can think of somebody else who can do that as well.
Who?
But he always plays a creep.
Who?
Nawazuddin Siddiqui.
Siddiqui!
But he always plays. Well, he wasn't a creep as Father Martin. But all of his other roles that we've seen him in,
sometimes he's a
creepy
cop.
guy.
Sometimes he's a cop.
I've never seen him in anything where he was good other than Father Martin. All the other times I've seen him, he's been a creepy bad guy. And he has that look, too, where he can just kind of
Like, maybe it's not acting. Maybe Siddiqui's not acting. That's how good he is. I don't mean that as an insult.
Yeah. So, okay, there's the end of our 20-minute movie review. Pretty much par for the course with us because we get off topic on things. So, if you like us, if you enjoy our banter, if you enjoy some of the
All hail Hindustan!
that come out of his mouth, or some of the delightfully intellectual and or diplomatic things that come out of my mouth.
That's my luck now.
Yes. Then please subscribe to our channel. We would love to see you as a subscriber. It's fun to read your comments, and it's fun to know that you're watching us, but we would like for you to be our subscribers too.
Yes. Subscribe. Help your auntie. I like how somebody said in one of the comments, I'm not subscribing because of you. I'm subscribing because of your wife.
Thank
awesome,
you.
dude. That was
I
awesome.
appreciate that.
I chuckled at that. Good,
That's
good.
nice.
Ignore me. Subscribe for her.
I don't think anyone can really ignore you.
Yes, it happens to me all the time.
I don't think so.